Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. It's 5 o'clock and it's already dark outside in New Jersey, so it doesn't matter. Welcome to what I pretty much promised to you, a Stellaris video. I'm going to be playing as I've considered this nation, and I was actually going to make a YouTube video on it, but I changed my mind because I want to use a nation I experience more, so I'm going to use Imperia. It is an intelligence research link, meaning that it is pretty much going to be based off science. So unlike almost all of my game methods, I am going to try to play tall. Something that I kind of struggle with because I'm not the best army creator. A tall Imperia should be a good Imperia. I can kind of play both-ish, but I'm probably going to try to play... We'll just see, alright? So my nation automatically has the machine trait because it's obviously a machine. So I can inhabit any single colonizable world. I also have durable, which makes my robot upkeep decrease by -10. So I can have more robots without worrying about them. And then I have repurposed hardware, which is leader experience gain by -25%, which isn't that much of a big deal because that's nullified with a specific thing. Obviously, there's self-consciousness, and they have fixed introspective and statistic research analysis. The former giving me research speed increases in engineering by 20%, and the latter giving me research alternatives by an extra 1%. I thought it would be nice to try a science robot for once, if you understand my meaning. Imperia's banner is completely black, so the color that is generated is random, though usually I believe that the color that is generated is purple. The Terran Empire, Tojaki Kanet, and no. I think that's everything that's going to be added. Yeah, it is. More. The Shagan Tritocracy, the nation I talked about in 2 videos straight, will be included into this game. So, I guess this game won't feel too much like a stranger. The game will be starting up in a few seconds to a minute. Game has to generate and all that shit. Okay. So as a robot, what I like about the idea of my research nation is that it can be very overpowered depending on how you use it. So you see, the main thing that I'm gonna need for making a research-based robot nation, obviously, is research labs. But unlike humans or hive minds, they don't require consumer goods because I'm a robot, so I don't need any of them yet. What I need is minerals. Now, I'm sure people that play Stellaris very well know that minerals are some of the easiest produced materials. Now, what I can easily do is spam mineral districts on multiple planets. Though I gotta keep an eye on housing too, I can't abandon that either. And because I can spam those mineral districts, this gives me more minerals, which allows me to make more research labs, which then makes my research more powerful. And all I really need to do right now is keep making mineral districts. They're called mining districts, but I always call them mineral districts. I'm already in a weird cluster of my own. The volume of the music because it might be a little too loud for y'all. Okay, that's better. I love how my ships, if you have the title CAN, like, I could have been a little more creative, but I decided I'm gonna try to do something a bit different. Understand, people? So the whole point of my research is to completely annihilate the concept of basically anybody going over me, because it will be very easy for me to build research labs if I have so much mineral production. I can't build too much. Like, a great example is that right now I can't build 2 of them for the empty slots because each of them usually costs 10 to a little more mineral production, and I do not want to lose that mineral production. Losing mineral production will be pretty bad for me. Losing any form of production to me is a freaking disaster. I'm on a Spiral Galaxy, by the way, if you're wondering. Same thing as the Shotgun Plutocracy game. I'm probably gonna make an announcement video on that pretty soon. We'll talk about that another time. Now that that's hidden, I can actually see absolutely everything without that much limitation, but I can just go back by using the arrow keys.
Situation log adjusted.
Nice. The Cybrix are most likely the most powerful fallen precursor empire that you can get. They literally provide you a ring world, though it will take some time to repair. It's still quite awesome. And also, I'm kind of in the range where Cybrix Alpha, the capital of the Cybrix, would appear. So I might actually
System survey complete.
Shut up, robot intelligence. So I might be able to what's it called? Take Cybrix Alpha without the need of bloodshed. But if I see a nation that has Cybrix Alpha, I am going to invade that colony, no doubt. Because Cybrix Alpha is very important for me to take. Also, the Cybrix were robots as well. Determined exterminators to be exact. So they wanted to kill everything. But they didn't kill everything because we're still here.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
I can't guarantee that my tall playstyle will end up protecting me the way I want to be protected. You get my point? The problem is that since I'm a robot, I automatically have an issue with many countries, mainly spiritualists. So nations like the Terran Empire that I added will most likely hate me. So I have to be a little careful, and I always need to, and I'm gonna try to keep a strong army, because not only that, but there's also the Great Khan Crisis, which I want to be prepared for by 2310, usually when that appears. Usually I need large fleets to stop that, but they should be easily destroyable. The Great Khan's a bit of an annoyance, to be honest. He's been appearing in some of my games at the exact worst time. He's like when we have a major war, or when like if we're still weak, or the galaxy has a major war, or just simply appearing altogether has been a disaster sometimes for me. Also, you see this here? I can make a colony over here. And there's nothing stopping me except for my goddamn alloys. And it's a size 16. It's a size 16 world. So meh. It's pretty much an Arctic world, the same thing as my capital. Because it's a tundra world, it's usually meant to have an extra amount of mineral production, aka mining districts, but that isn't always the case. And in this case, the planet has more generator districts, which is weird because that's usually found in the exact opposite spot of the tundra, the desert. Either way, none of that matters to me because I'm a robot that can colonize anything I want.
Technological acquisition successful.
Nice. I think it's about time we build our first ever research lab. And I'm already broke on minerals for shit's sake.
Technological acquisition successful.
Now I'm getting to the point of why I chose repurposed hardware. Because you see this thing over here? Where is it? So I'm getting to this part of my traditions called iterative AI, which allows me to get 25 plus experience gain. Now, how much am I losing from repurposed hardware? Around 25%. So basically, with this tradition, repurposed hardware is completely overrated. That's why it's pretty much free. I was taught this by a friend. And it works. So I have my little cluster over here. And I'm going to try to dominate the West. But I don't want to get into as many wars as possible. War is not good for research. So no matter what, I need to always try to keep my mineral production as high as possible. But
Anomalous surface variable
but as you
detected.
know, minerals are very easy to produce because it's so bloody easy to spam a mineral district for a planet that I don't really have to worry too much about it so long as I don't go overboard unless I can. Once again, my limitations are a lot less than you think.
Construction complete. Technological acquisition successful.
So, I don't know when I'm gonna end the video, but I will most likely end it around 23:15. I don't want this video going too long, and it will be basically the part 1 of our thing. So we got iterative AI, which means repurposed hardware is completely nullified. Perfect. Which means now I have average experience gained for my shit, for my people. And shit, of course.
Technological acquisition successful.
I have enough to colonize this planet, so I'm going to colonize it now. Now's the time, especially because I've gone. Usually, my big warning is if I get to 10 or less minerals, that I got to be careful with my mineral production. So that's usually when I want to start colonizing planets.
System survey complete.
Nova Roma, beautiful. I should have named it Constantinople, but I didn't name it Constantinople. I'll name my next planet Constantinople, most likely. I can't guarantee, though. I'm not an honest person. In game, at least. Ooh, perfect. Another one. Sometimes binaries or systems of 2 stars. I'm a trinary, so I have 3.
Acquisition successful.
Will have more than 1 planet, which is much better for me because I want to have as many planets as possible within my nation. The more planets I get, the more mineral districts I can produce, and at this point you people get it, that I'm probably just going to be rich off research. Now I have a few setbacks for this. First off, I can't guarantee I'm always going to find a planet when I need it the most. Especially with the consistent mineral drive that I need to do, I'm probably going to have to consistently find planets to colonize, which would mean new mineral mineral districts, which would then mean more research labs, and the cycle repeats. Now, after this, the slight alternative I can do is mineral purification plants, but they definitely won't be as much of a benefit as a mining district. But another problem is that I gotta be careful with how many mineral districts I produce, because I need to keep an eye on my energy credit production. I don't want districts play a role in how much you produce. I don't want my economy to go down
acquisition successful.
due to some research, you know. Now, first thing I'm gonna do. You may be thinking technological ascendancy, but I pick imperial prerogative because I want to expand as much as possible. A lot of my friends know that one of my main goals is expansion. And because I am a robot, I can't go down the synthetic, psionic, or biological path, which means to me, I don't see a reason to be getting rare technology yet. I understand a lot of you guys are...
Complete.
I understand that a lot of people really love technological ascendancy, but imperial prerogative, that's usually my thing. So I'm going to use imperial prerogative. With that, it gives me more administrative capacity, an extra 30,
acquisition successful.
which means I can expand more without consequence. If you're wondering what happens if you go over your administrative capacity, you begin to suffer penalties in research, traditions, and the costs of everything. You shouldn't go over your administrative capacity unless you're very sure that you're not looking for anything. So what I usually do is I try not to go over my capacity when I'm a psionic. If I'm going for psionic, I want to have as much research and as much progress as possible. Not for my nation to automatically slow down thanks to the fact that I did a stupid decision to expand beyond my limits, literally. I also got to keep an eye on cohesion. I can lose cohesion, yes. The loss of cohesion sometimes is random, but it can also be caused if you colonize a system that's not connected to you. I don't want that, obviously. Because what happens if you lose cohesion is that your empire sprawl which is everything that you expanded into will grow, which will be a bit of a problem. I'm sure you very well know that. Because the bigger that number is, the less administrative capacity technically I'm going to have, which means I can't expand more, unfortunately.
Technological acquisition successful.
Another planet and another planet. This just gets better and better. The more planets I find, the more powerful I become.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Precursor signs. I'm not gonna do that yet because once again, currently my goal is expansion. I want to expand to what I need to expand before I start meeting new people. Some people, if somebody takes Cyberx Alpha, I might invade them for that. That will be probably the only time that I'm not very peaceful. At this point, I always gotta be worried for anything because anything can happen in Stellaris that can change the course of your empire. If you're a slaver empire, you can have slave revolts, which can be very dangerous sometimes. And other things can happen, but...
Anomalous surface variable detected.
But you can...
Technological acquisition successful.
You can eventually fight those. Every problem has a solution. At least in Stellaris sometimes. Especially early game. Rapid expansion. I'm literally bulging into the black hole now. Does this ever get worse? So the next thing I'm gonna do is prosperity, because it will help me out with the production of other things like minerals. For prefabricated buildings, I can have my buildings and districts
acquisition successful.
Have their build speed and build cost reduced greatly, which is something I want, because when I'm in the mood for research, I want to expand my districts especially as much as possible, which would then mean more research labs, which count as a building and also technically are, well, my main goal. They will also cost less because of that same exact thing. So I'm going to go for that.
Technological acquisition successful.
Now, unfortunately for you guys watching, I will have to go this time. I was gonna end it on 22:15, but I'm ending it now because I am not in the mood for Stellaris 100%. I did this video to sort of kickstart my series, and also I just want to, and also I'm a bit tired, so I can't really focus on Stellaris tonight. So that will be all for this time. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video, whenever the heck that will be, for shit's sake.